All right. We'll just get started. Welcome everyone to our first monthly town hall for February. We're going to go through the regularly scheduled programming, getting updates from the DAO committee and 4 units of the DAO operating team. Gino from the governance squad can't be here, so I'll just be giving his update briefly today. And we have as well a series of updates from grantees this week, which we put off last week or last session due to our DAO committee discussions that we were having. So thank you all for joining us today, and we'll start it off by passing it over to Yamel from the DAO committee. Welcome, Yamel.
Hello, everyone. This is Yemel. We don't have much updates from the DAO committee. Grants are still paused. Most of them are funded. There are just a few we funded partially because we were lacking some stable coins. We will be fully funded them in next week. I'm looking forward to see what's the result of the DAO committee election.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Yamel. From the facilitation team for DAO operations, we have a number of ongoing operational proposals, including the working group, which passed the draft proposal stage, as well as the DAO committee elections one, which is now in the first round of single choice voting between the 5 candidates. Fede, do you want to jump in briefly for the working groups?
Yep, sure. Hey, everyone. Since the draft proposal has passed, we are now focusing on the writing of the proposal for last governance stage, while we work closely with the governance team to set up some implementation path, to define flows, and to check the feasibility of some specific developments within the governance platform. And that's for the proposal, but I also wanted to highlight that the BP distribution and whale votes work groups and channels in Discord have been revitalized since a couple of weeks ago, and there are really interesting discussions taking place there. Regarding that, I also wanted to announce that at 6 p.m. CET /12 ET on Saturday, a synchronous meeting will take place to discuss these topics. So I want to thank to Lorelike and the rest of the involved community members for that initiative. I think that's all for working groups.
Thanks, Fede. I just want to add one last item for the working groups is, Fede, if you don't mind, we can just post that proposal in the chat so people have it. The process has been designed to be, fully community led and draw in opinions from community stakeholders and members of the community. We're also going to explore a pathway for how we can incorporate outside experts, potentially from outside of Decentraland, to capture their opinions in the process. This is more going to be an item for discussion we put up while we're finalizing it to see if there's a way to integrate that in without restricting on, the community participation side of it. The traditional method for reusing generally draws from only experts, but we adapted it for the Decentraland model. So it is a more open participatory framework. So just something to consider, and for those who are interested to join the conversation, we'll open it up on the forums, next week as we just sort of explore that parallel pathway for discussion. Elsewhere, we have the DAO committee election ongoing, as I said. There are several days left of that. And at the end of this stage, it will be promoted to a draft proposal, followed by a binding governance proposal with one candidate on both of those proposals, whoever receives the largest amount of VP from this first proposal. So if you haven't voted on that, please do so. We'll also post that link in the town hall chat. And we can talk more about that during the open forum if there's any questions. The other issue that we're talking about heavily in the community these past weeks and months has been community moderation. HP is putting forward a new Discord moderation bot to help with our decentralized moderation of the DAO Discord. HP, if you're able or willing, would you like to speak on it for a second?
Yes, sure. I'm not sure what there is to say. It will basically just be a bot where you can type a command to start a vote. There will be a vote for to mute and to delete a message. We still need to define the rules, so there will be some preset rules at the beginning, but we can always change them. For example, for mute, it will require 5 votes from community member within 10 or 20 minutes of the vote. And if it's approved, it will mute the person for 24 hours. We can define as much rule as we want, and we will see how it goes. We can always stop it or change the rule as much as we want in function of how it goes.
Thank you for that. So, we'll share when that goes live, and as HP says, we'll see how it goes. Lastly, from our end, we are sending out our January community pulse. Natalie, who's highlighted in the community creator spotlight?
Bay, who's here, and Serena were both interviewed. And do you want me to jump into my update real quick?
Sure.
Cool. Oh yeah. So again, this is Fractilians, and I've been working this past week on the creator series portion, and I interviewed Babe and Serena, so that was really fun hanging out with them. And I've been working on all the other comms for the DAO, YouTube, Twitter, and the newsletters, and we'll be actually porting all the newsletters into Medium, and I will be sharing that once all that has been ported over. I've also been continuing to weekly host the technical AMAs with Foundation, and have been working more closely with Foundation side on in general of a bunch of things. Also, highly recommend everybody check out their Wearable Wednesday Twitter Spaces. Those have been a lot of fun to attend as well. And afterwards, we have a special in-world meetup today. I hope you guys have time to stay with us. We have DCL Creations, who will be giving us a guided tour of their DCL virtual library. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned and join us then. And that's it. Thank you.
Very, very cool. Thanks, Fractilian. And also, we've been there'll be included a portion on the VP distribution conversations that have happened over the past weeks in the lead up to the working group call tomorrow. So that should be published tomorrow and going out to the community. So we're excited to share that with you, and also to really transfer over to Medium for our publications. We've been using Mirror, but it's pretty arduous in its usability, but we're open to conversations if people have more experience with Mirror or recommendations as well. Real quickly, just an update from the grant support squad. The governance squad on the DAP. Gino can't be here, but the team is wrapping up the new grant system, as well as working with us on developing a user experience pathway for the working groups that sort of integrates into our proposal process, as also creates a sort of distributed workspace. And wanted me to highlight that the abstain vote option proposal has passed the draft stage, and that will be pushed forward to the binding governance proposal to add abstain into our voting options on each proposal. And Zeno, can I pass it over to you all for grant support update?
Yes, of course, but I believe that Pablo wants to say something regarding this. But from my side, I want to tell you that during this week, we have been interviewing all the candidates to the revocations committee. So stay tuned regarding that. Pablo, I will give you the microphone.
Thank you, Zeno. Hi, everyone. Here's Pablo. Today we have a quick grant support update, and then we have 4 grantees as our guests to share their progress with the community. On our side, we are focusing on the restructuring of the grants program, setting up all the tools for onboarding, following up the project, etc., and continuing the work we always do, which is to gather with grantees, support them, and provide spaces to link them with relevant stakeholders to help their projects thrive. So, additionally, we're working on implementing a product testing path and user testing program. So you'll have news about it in the coming weeks. Also, as Sino was talking about the new committee, we can announce that the community has voted for the new name of this new committee in charge of revoking grants, and the name is the new revocation committee. The call for members is closed, and we are now interviewing, as Sina said, each of the candidates, and then soon we'll have the first list of the chosen ones. And at last, regarding the technical Ask Me Anything sessions, next week we have the SDK session, and then we'll skip the 22nd February session and come back the 1st of March for the Explorer Ask Me Anything session. It's very important, your participation in every session, to keep the initiative alive. So please come. And it's very interesting, and the not only the questions and answers, also it's very interesting to participate when the people from the foundation show the roadmap on each topic about the AMA, and every AMA begins with that. So let's keep on the initiative, keep the initiative alive, and participate there. Well, now let's hear updates from our guests, the grantees, and while Sino sets up the video sharing, I'll introduce our first grantee, who's the Decentraland Explorer mobile app. They are doing the titanic quest of bringing Decentraland Metaverse to a mobile format in an incremental manner. So without further ado, let's hear from them. So Zeno, if you can, let's see the mobile video.
All right, you can see my screen,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Convergence is inevitable.
Hi. In this video, I will present you Decentraland Explorer mobile app and show it in action. Decentraland Explorer mobile app is an attempt to bring Decentraland to mobile in an incremental manner. The app was officially backed by Decentraland DAO as of July 2022 and is available on both Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
In terms of activities,
the application features can be grouped into 4 main categories.
I've been working in the metaverse for about
Maps,
2 years, and
Marketplace, Events, and DAO. Now let's see the app in action. This is the home screen of the app, showing a 2D tile map of Genesis City. I can zoom in, zoom out, and move the map, just like the other map apps that we use every day. The app also features the satellite view provided by another grantee project, Genesis.City. I can search for a land by its name. And I can tap on a parcel to see its details. We can see the sale and bid history of the land and the landowner. I can tap on any avatar to view the profile of the user. The profile page lists the assets collected. and originals created by the account. I can also filter the assets by category. Now, let's have a look at the Marketplace section. The opening screen of the Marketplace section has multiple sliders, where we see the latest wearables, emotes, lands, and names for sale. I can tap on any item to see its details and add it to my favorites. If I tap View All, the Marketplace browser opens. Here I can filter, sort, and search. You can switch between categories as well. Let's go back. If I tap the calendar icon on the bottom tab menu, the Events screen opens. Here I can see the lists of featured, ongoing, and upcoming events. We can also see event details and choose to get notified a few minutes before the event begins. The rightmost item on the bottom tab menu is the TX browser. This is the screen where you can have an eye on what's going on lately in the marketplace. You can see latest sales, bids, and mints in a single place. And the leftmost item on the bottom tab menu is Favorites, where you can see your favorite wearables, lands, names, and events. Going back to the map and tapping the avatar on the upper left side reveals the app menu, which allows you to sign in using your favorite wallet app. We can also view and vote on DAO proposals through the app. So, what are the future plans for the app? The app has truly unlimited potential, and we strongly wish to continue maintaining and building the app. To do this, we need your support. Thank you for watching.
Well, the app is alive. So, and also it is an open source project, so you can contribute if you want to the people from the team. Well, I'll introduce our second grantee, who is Knights of Antroms. It was Dice Masters, the original name of the grant, and now is Knights of Antroms, the name of the game. So, Zeno, maybe you can play the video about them.
Hi everyone, Mimsy here with some updates on the Dice Masters Development and Expansion Grant now that we are a bit more than halfway through. So one of our main goals has been updating all of our UI, and a big accomplishment we've had with that so far is the bag menu, where we've updated the inventory, the companions page, the professions page we added, and we'll have skills coming soon. But not only does it look a lot better, you have access to way more information than you've ever had in this menu. And the updates are hot updates with the wearables. So when you change, you don't have to refresh anymore to see your stats and stuff. We've also done a lot of work in the 3D art department and have been fortunate enough to expand our team and find some really talented people to join our Knights of Antrim team. And they've been working to redo all the scenes, the landscapes, all the NPCs, create new enemies, just everything they can do to make Antrim and the wild look as beautiful as possible. We've also been working on playing with animations to make the scenes feel more dynamic. We have some animations for the NPCs in the works, and we've also started to add animations just to objects around the landscape. Like you can see the trees swaying in the wild, and we have a little bird that flies around. The enemies have also just gotten a really nice makeover, in my opinion. I like the direction that everything has taken. We've added a lot of new features as well, some of them geared towards the new player experience. We've taken a deep look at what it's like to be fresh in Knights of Antrim and added loading scenes, billboards, and changed the NPC dialogue to be more helpful to new players. We've also added a character creation option when you are new, so you get to start off with some stats and a bonus skill. Our avatar switch is a new feature where you can click the yellow button in the corner and change out what your view looks like. We've also updated the combat to be an automated combat system, and your enemies run away from you if they're little chickens, or they approach you if they're big enemies. And once the combat starts, it's automatic dice rolls, and you can watch how it all plays out in the battle stats, seeing your roll and the enemy's rolls and all that good stuff. We've added dungeons with easy, hard, and nightmare modes. They all offer different prizes, and the wearables and things you can earn from those change depending on the occasion. But it's all updated on the billboard that you see when you enter the dungeon. Our last major upgrade that we've made so far is upgrading wearables and adding an upgrade market so you can burn wearables to get better wearables. Okay, and with that, I'll leave you with a look at what's up next, our latest project we just finished. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Mimsy and team. It was very funny, the end of the video. Let's go with the third grant. The name is Deployable Custom NFT Shop. They are providing a very useful dashboard for land owners and operators, which are tools that help sell digital assets in scenes. The grant is getting the end, and next month we will organize a user testing with the team. So Let's go, Zina, and then we will invite you to test the project in the near future. Go on.
Hello, Decentraland community. I wanted to share an update about our grant proposal. What we are aiming for is to generate a tool which is able to allow anyone to easily manage their own metaverse store. In order to do that, we created this web dashboard, which is connected with the NPM package we have developed to make that process very easy. First of all, we need to create an account here and then sign in. Once inside the dashboard, we can find all of our different scenes on the top left corner. I created this scene only for the purpose of this video. Here we can find different options to control our scene. First, we're going to take a look at the scene panorama option. In this section, we can find two different kinds of components, banners and variables. When we create a banner, such as to show an ad inside of our scene or anything related to an upcoming event, we can easily control a graphic component of our scene without having to touch the code of the scene itself. Variables are a value that is hosted on our servers, which are used by the scene. And by doing this, we are separating the role from a developer than from a community manager. Since, for example, if we are running a stream inside of our scene and we need to update the URL towards the streaming is pointing to, instead of hard coding it inside of the scene code, we put it on the dashboard, and afterwards it's just a matter of updating it on the dashboard rather than on the scene code. Let's create a new banner. We're gonna set it up as enable, test it, name it test banner 2, set up the position as 555, size 222, rotation 0, and put as an image file this one. By clicking save, that's it. The banner will already appear on our scenes if the SDK is implemented. Let's speak about how we get to implement the SDK on the scene. The process is really easy. We have this section called Scene Implementation Code, in which you just need to run this on your project folder and then paste this anywhere on your scene code. And that's it. Only with those two steps, the SDK is already implemented on your scene. I already created a banner and added an item for sale so that we could speed up the process of this video. And here you can see them reflected. They automatically get loaded up into the scene. We knew that it was a process with a lot of friction to be able to position the elements inside of a scene by only knowing the coordinates. So we came up with this solution, which we call the joystick. Inside of the scene panorama, where we have our banners listed, we have this option called joystick. When we click it, we have the option to either scan the QR code with our cell phones or view the joystick in the browser. Once we have the joystick open, I'm gonna split the window so it's easy to see, we can control where do we want to place the banner inside of our scene. We can move it around, change the scale, and fit it exactly towards our needs. Once we are done, we just click on Save Data, and the new position and size of the element will be stored. Going back to the dashboard, here we have a section called Scene Marketplace. Here, what we have is the concept of slots. Slots is a space in the metaverse in which you're going to sell an object, where it's a 2D object or a 3D object. So let's go ahead and create a new slot. We're going to call it test2, set it up as enable, set up the positions, and then just choose which NFT we want to place for sale. We have this flag called follow wallet, which what it means is that by default, the dashboard will always bring the cheapest one of that NFT collection in particular. But say that I only want to offer for sale the NFTs which I'm publishing, Then I will paste my wallet on that flag follow wallet so that it will always bring the cheapest one, which I am selling, and not the entire marketplace. We then just click on save. And for this to get reflected, I should update the scene. But for the purpose of this video, let's control the one that I previously created. We again just click on joystick and open it up here. While being here, we can also move this NFT around and see where do we want to place them. Each NFT which gets sold is registered under our own wallet, and then we can keep a track about some basic analytics like how many NFTs you sold per day, which were your top selling NFTs. Let's put my wallet here. And here I can see how much revenue I generated per day, how many NFTs I sold per day, which was the total revenue. And we will add a little bit more of information and also some activity related to this specific wallet. We are working on making the documentation more extensive, but all of what we're making have a lot of endpoints which can also be used to build any other custom solution that anyone would like to do. We have also integrated many different payment gateways to make the process much easier, like checking out with credit card, which we think that was one of the major problems when acquiring NFTs, since we were requiring a lot of processes or steps for the user to be able to actually get funds on Polygon and be able to perform the purchase. I hope you like it, and I will be making another video with our progress really soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Gabriel. I think it's a very interesting tool for the community. Well, let's go for the last grant presentation. We have the update from Serena Ellis. Her project is called Entertainment and Women Empowerment Through Music with Education and Resources. And this is her final report of the grant. So go on. Maybe, Zeno, in some moment you can put 1.5 speed because it's a long video.
Okay.
Go on.
Hi everyone, my name is Serena and I'm a 3D artist, singer, metaverse performer, and entrepreneur. I created this project, Entertainment and Women Empowerment Through Music with Education and Resources. As a performer for 2.5 years in the metaverse, I felt that there was a need, and also I was inspired to help other artists on their journey, since I kind of created a strong foundation around it. So yeah, let's get right into it. I have a company called Daydream by Sea. I've had this company for about 4 years now, and some of the key words that I like to describe me and my project and my brand would be transparency, quality, boldness, inclusion, and innovation. And that is what we have been working on. And with the grant that we got from the Decentraland DAO, we had so many milestones, and I'll get into more details, but between press, onboarding, blogs, resources, just overall growing my brand, also partnerships, we were able to accomplish a lot. So the first thing was the blogs. I was able to create about 20 blogs as of today, and the blogs include how to do metaverse performing, digital creators within the space, privacy and security, just to kind of set all the creators up for success. So whenever an artist had a question, I was able to provide the answer right away. And some of the resources that I do have a Google Doc that allows any brand to hire any of the artists that I've onboarded, depending on their genre or vibe. So I kind of wanted to create that spreadsheet. Now, as far as that, I've also been working on my own branding and performing. So I was able to do around 12 performances within the 9 weeks of the Decentraland grant. So I've been working on all of that, but working on my quality and just more collaborations within Decentraland. And my mission was to onboard 6, but I onboarded 4 with the resources that I had. And I brought some pretty amazing women into Decentraland. And one was DJ Nas 10. She's performed at Burning Man, Miami Music Week. So she already had a really strong presence. So it was really nice to bring her on board. We had Robin Taylor. She's a friend and also, you know, a musician. Her music's been some of the producers that have produced her music have produced music for Tory Lanez, DJ Khaled. And then we have Sarah Phillips. She has about 1 million followers on Spotify. She's done a collection for World of Women, music for World of Women, and also her music's been on Netflix. So she wants to come back, and we would love to have her back. So now Rosa Cecilia, she is a singer-songwriter from the UK. She did an exclusive event for us in Decentraland, and then like a few, you know, days later, she was on Rinse FM. So that's pretty powerful. That, you know, we were able to have a performer also be featured on platforms like that. And then we have Sultry Dubs. We didn't onboard her, but I just felt like it was important to kind of get women involved and celebrate women in the metaverse, especially in music. And of course, we have our emotes and wearables, and we hope to be able to use these emotes and wearables for token gating in the future for future events. And then the impact. The impact is really important because I didn't want to just create a project. I wanted it to really strike something powerful. And that's exactly what we were able to do. I have a partnership with PitchBook, which is more of a marketing company. And also all of our streams, anything that I stream in Decentraland gets restreamed at the agency, which is a luxury real estate company. I have an affiliation with Ledger and NordVPN. Ledger has liked my content before. And, you know, branding and working with brands is a huge part of like what I do. And some of the actions I've performed in Spatial and also Decentraland. And then I was able to have Sony, the company Sony, come into my event from this project. They found me online, either through my blogging or my social media, but they decided to come to my event, and that really made me realize how powerful this project is, especially entertainment. It's a huge, it's going to be huge for the metaverse, and the fact that they were asking me for advice made me feel honored, but also in awe that, you know, this is really something big. So yeah, the collaboration with Sony was one of them, and my content was shown at Berkeley College for my innovations. So yeah, a lot of my clicks on my website are organic, so I've gotten a lot of feedback on social media sites. And I'll have more in an extensive version of this. But yeah, my qualifications, I have a large network with entertainers, influencers. I've been around a lot of influential, powerful people, whether that's in government positions. I've been in some pretty exclusive places, so I know that I'm kind of in the right fit for all of this. I have a background in real estate, and also I've done production assistant for Floyd Mayweather for their events, and then I've worked for Zumba and Cruise Line and Carnival Cruise Line. Now, yeah, we're going to be asking for another grant. We would like to extend this as much as possible because we already realize how much of an impact it has had in Decentraland and in the metaverse and in music. So we hope that you can get your vote on this and help us grow. And if you have any questions for me, you can find me on Twitter, or you can email me at dxs@serenaellis.com. So thank you for your time, and see you soon.
Well, thanks, Ino, for your support, and thank you, all of you, for sharing all your updates. Well, a final reminder from the grant support: if you're a grantee and you want to share the progress in another town hall, please book a slot on our Calendly. I'm sharing the link here, and Matimio, we are done for today.
Great. Thank you for those. Sorry. Thank you for those updates. At this time we've gone through a lot today, and sometimes we have some stops in the middle for questions, but we just kind of breezed through today. So want to open it up to the open forum now. So if you want to raise any issues for discussion with the community, bring up any points of contention, or talk about any active proposals, please don't use this time to show your own project or ask for support for grants. We just try to keep this for generative and constructive conversation surrounding DAO operations or community issues. So please feel free to jump in chat or voice. Anybody have anything they want to bring up? If not, we can